Over 2,600 years ago, God revealed the entire timeline of world history from ancient Babylon all the way to the return of Jesus Christ through a dream given to a pagan king and interpreted by a young man who trusted God completely. Daniel 2:1 says, in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams, where his spirit was troubled, and his sleep broke from him. King Nebuchadnezzar, ruler of the Babylonian Empire, has a dream. God gives the dream to a pagan king, but gives the interpretation to his servant Daniel, because God wanted the world to know he rules over kings, kingdoms, and history itself. Daniel tells the king the dream exactly as it happened. Daniel 2:31-33 says, Thou, O king, sawest, and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. This statue represents a timeline of world empires, each one replacing the other. 1. Head of gold, Babylon. Daniel 2:38 says, Thou art this head of gold. Babylon was wealthy, powerful, and dominant. 2. Chest of silver, Medo-Persia, inferior to Babylon but larger in territory. 3. Belly of bronze, Greece, swift conquest under Alexander the Great. 4. Legs of iron, Rome, strong, crushing, unstoppable. Rome ruled when Jesus was born, crucified, and when the early church emerged. Daniel 2:41-43 says, And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. This is a future stage of the Roman Empire, a divided kingdom. The 10 toes represent 10 kings or ruling powers that exist at the same time. Daniel 2:34-35 says, Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. This stone is divine. Daniel 2:44 says, And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. This is the return of Jesus Christ to rule forever. God already knows the end. Human kingdoms rise and fall, but God's kingdom is eternal. Be ready, Jesus is coming soon.